Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, excuse me, for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review, where me and Erin, yes, my homegirl Erin, will be letting y'all know what happened on the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 10. Everybody, please welcome Erin to the stage.
Thank you for having me. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday as well. It's been a good day. I swear they have been good to me. The Drag Race Angels gave me something I've been waiting for. Can you tell what it was?
No. The winner?
They brought back my song and it's
original. I didn't even notice that. That's so funny. I'm like, go ahead.
No, all this season 10, whenever RuPaul, even before, I'll just start over. Whenever RuPaul comes out, when it's time to showcase the runways or the last part of the show, and as you know, she comes down and does her catwalk, they've always played CoverGirl, her song CoverGirl. But this season, they remixed it into something I didn't personally like. It didn't give that same zhuzh, it didn't give me that same excitement. But tonight's episode, somebody over there must be listening, watching, listen, because they heard what I had been saying for the last, I don't know how many weeks. They hear me. I'm just going to believe it, even though it may not be true. I'm going to believe somebody over there, wherever they at, then heard my cry. It's like the Lord. The Lord hears your cries, y'all. I ain't comparing them to the Lord. I'm just saying. But I was so excited when they played it. I was like, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm glad you got that back. I am, because because those things do matter. Like, I'm very picky about what songs I will put on our posts that invite everybody to watch us live. Yeah, and it's funny because sometimes I'm like, what the heck is these lyrics? And then are these lyrics? And then I find myself liking it. Like, I'm literally singing ASMR, baby, that's what you are. I'm like, what am I doing?
Okay.
But I love it. Yeah, they got me with that one. They play it enough. I'm like, RuPaul, you do, no matter how gimmicky the song is, it is catchy. That's the smart part. Yes, it is. The smart part. Yes.
And the tail end, the last lip song till they lip sync to. We're going to save it for the end, but it was a hit. Hey, aunties and uncles, if you know, you know. That song was such a hit. Do you know I've been singing that song on and off all season as well. I never said anything whenever we discussed it, but just today we're gonna record. I would sing it, and they played it too, girl.
Mm-hmm.
It is a happy Friday for me.
Finale day, baby. Finale day. We have crowned a winner. You're a winner. You're a winner, baby. You're a winner. Yes.
I was pleasantly pleased all season long, even though, we had our, but yet it was a pleasant experience, I can say, for me as the viewer / commentator. How about you?
I was here for it up until the end. I have big gripes with this finale. I think that and I blame production on the storytelling.
We gonna get
I
into it.
Yeah, I'm just saying I blame production. I do not blame, I just feel like we lost. I feel like the drama that Mistress brought to the second bracket and to the semifinals, they almost like rode those coattails, and then when they let her go, they were like they petered out. Because
Well,
this was, yeah.
I was just gonna say the beginning part before we get into all the lip sync. Let's talk.
Let's talk. I just feel like there was no tension this episode. I knew who was gonna win. I just felt like, also like I also just feel like the winner. I love the winner. I support the winner. I think it was absolutely fine. But God, was it obvious this season? It just was like, okay, well, I know who you chose. Shish. It was just very obvious. And so I just felt like this final was very anticlimactic. I knew where we were going.
Okay, when you say obvious, you mean by their talents, or it was by design?
By design.
Ooh.
And it's not that I don't think the winner deserved to win. I just feel like they handed it over like almost every time, whether it was warranted or not. You know what I mean? So I think that this was the right winner. You could have picked one or two other ones and I was fine with it, but I'm cool with it. I really am. And like, that's the part I feel really bad for the winner, because I feel like the way that they set it up takes away from enjoying the win, because everyone's griping, because it was just a little bit of like obvious storytelling and a little too much help, a little too much sweepery, So it's almost like they paved the way for this person when this person had plenty of talent to get themselves there regardless. I'm saying it kind of vaguely because, we're like doing the review, and, if you don't know, I don't want to totally spoil it. But I just feel like we had a lot of like fun and popcorn, although it was getting a little stale with how shenanigan Mistress was being. But then we just kind of got to the end and it was like, well, here's your winner. You kind of knew who was coming the whole way through. So that was my one gripe. I thought the bracket thing was cool. I was here for the different things, but gosh, you made it obvious. The second we started, I was like, I know what's gonna happen. Up to a point, because there were some tricks along, like other people along the way that, like, mildly entertaining, but like still. And also too, like, you brought Carrie back and you punted her right away. It was kind of dumb. That whole like wild card move, I think that was the weakest element to the whole season. They didn't utilize that to make it at all any more interesting to the overall game, really, at all, for me. Other than like, oh, we're giving Carrie her redemption because she got cheated out of badges when Mistress pulled that crap. Yeah, well, yay, she got to lip sync one more time. Okay. That's, so it was like a little flat ending for me. What about you?
I didn't mind. I didn't see it that way. I feel like, because I'm still learning some of the ways of Drag Race and what is and what ain't, and because there's still some things I'm like, but it's the culture of Drag Race, right? I do believe her talents were better than most of them. My biggest gripe was who they brought back, because I don't believe she belongs in Allstars. Actually, I don't see it for her. And again, maybe it's because, I'm not as rehearsed in all of this, but I was voting for Tina Burner.
Yeah, like I said, that was the weakest element to this whole situation. First of all, I think way more judges should have gotten to vote. I really think they punted with doing Carrie Colby twice and Mistress once. Like, it was very unsatisfying. And Carrie Colby is a beautiful queen. She's lovely. She's cute, talented. But, like, I agree with you. I would have liked to see Tina Burner myself, too. I feel like Tina would have given Ginger a run for her money better with the lip sync.
And I don't see how Carrie's name was put into this unless it was Sympathy and Paola compared to all the other heifers that sashayed away. I mean, seriously, if you look at where they were, I mean, some people even won a week and still was not considered. What is it? I would love to know, what is it about Carrie Colby that sparked two people to pick her name other than Sympathy and Paola?
Right? Yeah, no, that's the one element she had, was that she got done dirty by the mistress. And I guess maybe like they wanted to have that weird interaction with her and Georges where she was like, well, because I thought there was a Texas alliance, and Georges was like, girl, I had to take that opportunity. And it was like that. If that's the only reason you brought Carrie back was for that little conversation, you could have kept her. You know, like, I like Carrie Colby. She's beautiful. She's a stunning queen. Aesthetically, you know, you want to have a modeling contest for drag queens, put her in, win her baby. You know what I mean?
I was thinking the same thing. If you want to remember how a few episodes ago I said, what if they had a competition with a certain type of drag, like the beauties type, you know, the face, the mug, or the most femme, like Carrie, Bosco, Plain, and some other heifers that I'm not too familiar with off the cuff. I've seen, I just can't remember their name. I'm just saying, I don't, from when I first saw her, not just saw, but her bracket, I didn't see it for her.
No, and you know, I also don't, I'm sorry, I don't really like her fashion point of view. I didn't like these weird big neckties she was doing. I thought that her lip sync costume fit her terribly. She has stunning figure. She has, you know, and I thought she was certainly going to rip away that outfit for a much smaller one, like, because that shirt fit her so weird. It made her boobies look weird, and she has a fantastic body. So, you know, I like I said, she's stunning. She's cute, and you know, she's even like, you know, gives a little bit of like, you know, she's got her little, you know, like, I thought she was cute where she was like, you know, Carrie on the couch, you're my first guest. She's cute, but like, it wasn't necessary. And I do feel like there were some other queens that just would have, maybe it would have felt like they were fighting more, you know, on in the lip sync, fighting for it, you know,
right. But even during their brackets, and again, this isn't to shame or bring anyone down or anything like that. I think Carrie is talented, just not as it doesn't show like the other ones who sashayed away. And I mean, hell, what's her name? Deja Sky? Is that her name?
Yeah, I was thinking about her too, actually.
I mean, I'm just saying, I would have put Carrie at the bottom of the list. She would not have been anyone I thought of off the cuff to come back, considering where she placed compared to others. But I would really love to know, and we probably won't ever know this, what did Michelle and T.S. Madison see in Carrie Colby above everybody else? And again, it's no shade and it's nothing to that. I just didn't see it. And she was the first to go.
Yeah, right? Like I said,
the wrong decision.
Just the stunt gone wrong. It was weak. It was a weak stunt. It just was. It didn't pan out. No one gave a shit. So,
and I think I don't know. I think Irene called it. Girl, you got all that hair. Why wasn't you whipping it? Why weren't you utilizing what other queen? And I see that in her, right? I see that she does her own thing versus what works. Even when certain elements of the outfits or she chose, it's like she chooses to do it her way, but she doesn't incorporate what works.
So I was looking at everybody's outfits and thinking about, okay, I'm sure that they all have reveals of some kind, if not, right? And I think it became a strategy of, when am I going to take what off? Do I need to have all my reveals on my first lip sync because my opponent is so evenly matched? I need to pull the stunts and then, hope to continue.
Right.
Then we saw, like, somebody like Georges, who kept the dress on up until like the very end to try and like hang on, you know what I mean? So it was like, and then do you keep anything left for the very end, right? So it's such a gamble of, do I pop my pee early and then have nothing left and peter out, or do I wait and then get eliminated because I didn't do enough to get to that next level?
Right. And Carrie didn't do nothing.
Right. So I think she took a jacket off. And it made me wonder, like I told you, with her, I know. And it was an ill-fitting garment underneath. It was like that tie dress shirt. It was like, no, I don't like this. Poor
At
Paige.
least the hair, you can pin that back up. Ain't like you have to leave it down once you take it down.
I know. Yeah, she needed to whip that hair around. Like we needed to
play with it. We can see you got on lingerie, girl. Play into what you already have. Do your sexy like you did, legs open, but give us a little something like, raise it. I don't know. I just would have liked her to do more.
Maybe it
would have helped, but she doesn't. She flails a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. No. I was talking over you. I apologize.
We're probably gonna do that all episode, child. Let's just
Yes, but I don't need to be so excited to say what I need to say that I don't let you finish yours.
We both excited. It's all good. Go ahead.
Listen, people, just because we do these things doesn't mean that we don't try not to. Just so you know, we're conscientious even when we interrupting. I was underwhelmed. Like you said, I just was underwhelmed. I was like, Carrie, like, you're stunning. Like you said, you need to strip down to nothing. And if you don't want to compete against Bosco being naked, because I will say, flash forward, I think Bosco's lack of clothing absolutely hurt her in the second lip sync.
Well, I mean,
because I just don't think she, it was really cool in the first one with the fans and all of that, but then the second one, it's like, and I'm just naked dancing around. You can only flop those perfect titties around so much before it starts to look weird, So you can't really do much bucking when all you got are some pasties.
She probably should have kept the fans and got rid of the headdress and that boa. At least keep something, because you're gonna need to work with that once you win.
Yeah, it just, but I can wait until we get to her. No, Carrie, it felt like you came back and knew it was going to be short-lived.
That was a flop. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was. The whole thing was a gimmick flop. Gimmick flop.
Girl.
Gimmick flop.
All this anxiety about things. I'm like, y'all are here. I mean, of course, butterflies in the stomach and everything. But Yeah, girls, a whole lot. They had a whole lot to say about Mistress Child. They just knew she was gonna be here, and then Carrie comes back and she was like, wait, hold on, where Mistress at? I need to read her too, like I'm about to read George's Texas Alliance my ass. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, and I think that if Mistress had been there, it might have maybe been a little bit more spicy, but I don't know. Carrie seems like very non-confrontational, period. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Period,
yeah,
poo.
for the most
I
part.
I think if they had brought Nicole Page Brooks back, Nicole Page Brooks would have read Mistress down. She would have told her, like, you don't get what you deserve. You shouldn't even be here, bitch. I love that lady, that raspy little voice, whatever, So no, this was just an it was I'm gonna take your word. It was a flop in all areas. I'm sorry, Carrie, flopperoonie.
Flop.
Yep.
Well, after all that gathering and whatnot and not and carrying on, they were just, talking mish mosh mosh mish. And then guess who appears in this getup, child, that I couldn't even get a full picture of this. I don't even know. I don't want to know what the bottom looked like. I didn't even try. I was girl.
This is a
I mean, she made up for it, but girl, this right here. No, ma'am.
Very plaid.
And so this is when Rue comes in and is telling the heifers about what's going to go on, but first acknowledges Carrie for coming back. Yay, Carrie! 613, the 613. That's the dye of hair, y'all. Because I got a few of them myself.
Got it.
Yeah, she. So everybody's getting acclimated and told about what's about to happen. Of course, they're notified of the Raider Queen. And if you're unfamiliar, that's when they rate each of them in order from top to bottom, the best to the worst, and they give them numbers. And that is what put them in the places for them to go against each other. So just like basketball, the NBA, we got the first against the last, and you keep going until you meet in the middle. So 1 against 8, 2 against 7, 3 against 6, and then 4 and 5. And then they just keep dwindling down until the winner, right?
But they didn't know that when they voted, right?
Did they?
They didn't, because remember they were all kind of freaking out about what it could mean to put somebody where, and I think Irene was like, I have a feeling they're going to put the top against the bottom kind of thing, which is why she put Lydia at the top, because she wanted to lip sync against her and had a feeling, you know what I mean? She was trying to strategize, and she was right, versus everybody else felt real nervous. They didn't know what how to approach it. So
something tells me they knew that, but you're right, Irene did spell it out for us, and they actually brought up a bracket, and as Irene was explaining what she knew it to be. But at the time of them coming out, that's when they found out, as they were all standing there after they showcased their looks. And we'll get into their looks as well before the actual performances. But yeah, they did find out at the very top, and that's when they would go back, sit down, and so they knew what was going on. But not at this point.
No, I don't think they even knew when they voted either, when they ranked them.
Yeah, because they voted and then they came out.
Yeah, right. So this again, I'm going to say this because I am critical of this episode. There is a lot of shenanigans going on for not a lot of juice for the squeeze. You got them all doing this fretting about what they're doing, and it really doesn't mean much. It really doesn't change a lot. I really don't feel like the lip sync lineup changed the course of what was going to happen for ladies no matter what. A few mild surprises, but ultimately the the contenders for the crown were no surprise.
Perhaps they wanted to keep the talent in suspense.
That was the only thing they were keeping in suspense.
Possible. We'll give them what they need to know at the time.
Yeah, well, they weren't keeping us in suspense. Of course, it didn't work.
Okay, that's part. In my opinion, perhaps they should not have shown us who was coming back on that preview from the other day. Maybe they should have kept us in suspense until the day of, and just kind of filmed around it. Just gave us a little talk about them talking about Mistress. But I don't work over there. I'm just watching.
Yeah, listen, production. Just all your choices on storytelling this episode were weak. Weak.
Ooh-wee. Speak now. We're gonna get into it, y'all. We're gonna get into it, y'all. Listen, like I said, they played my song. They
did. Yay.
Cover girl. Look at this. First of all, why wasn't this foil look from last week?
Because it's the finale. So it's a finale gown, even though nothing about this episode felt like a finale other than this gown.
Look at this.
She looks lovely, although it was really funny when she first walked out. It almost looked like she was like rolling the dress out in front of her and like standing behind it. You know what I mean?
If this ain't a dress, girl, they got it right, because we've been iffy this last few episodes. Girl, if this dress shit to wear, can I wear this, bro? Can I wear it?
You might as well, because we need to get some more use out of it from this anticlimactic. They used to do the finale with a live audience. They used to have all the judges there. It used to be seen as a party. And that's why Rue wore a big old fancy dress, because it was a big deal. It was a step down ceremony. It was the finale. Had all the, you got to see different folks cheering in the audience. It used to feel so festive. This feels like big old dress and a boring ass stage.
Girl, the whole time you was talking, my hand was up. Only because I was thinking the same doggone thing. Where was all the fanfare?
Yes.
Allstars, because this is Allstars.
No fanfare.
Like a regular show, regular.
Yes.
And like I said, even when they had comedy skits, they had an audience. They acted like it's the Pandora and can't nobody else come in here.
I'm so serious.
Girl, it was like we doing this in the backyard. But this is
This didn't even feel like we weren't even having a party in the backyard. Just the family, just the immediate family was sitting in the backyard. Everybody
would come back. Everybody who's that shade away. Girl, is the fun? What's going on? London. What?
And I'm sorry, why? What we needed? TS. We needed Law. We needed. We needed another guest freaking judge, a celebrity. We needed a party. This is the finale. It's a celebration. Like you said, there was nothing festive about this. This was a regular schmegular, like low-key boring episode as far, pedestrian.
Not even confetti came down.
No, fail. Like I said, I have issue with this episode. I just don't understand why we've turned the volume down on the finale to the level of this. This just feels cheap.
And guess what else didn't happen? No performance by Rue.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, seriously. What kind of cheap ass finale is this?
The dress alone is somewhat of a performance, but no, girl. No. We need to. She performed during the thing. What was that? Booty, scoot booty, shoot booty.
Yeah. Oh, Star Booty?
Star Booty, but that ain't the final.
No, and if it's not going to be her because her knee hurts or something because she's, in her 60s, then Angeria needs to perform. Give me a step down performance, or like somebody, like, I don't know, or get all the other participants together for like a finale number. I don't know, but like we even had that before. This lip sync off. This was cheap. What'd you do? Spend all your money giving everybody like some kind of stipend for the brackets? I don't even know. It just felt like you ran out of everything by this point, except for the dress.
I mean, they could have everybody who didn't come back perform a number.
Yeah.
And be off on the side as the audience.
Yes.
I don't know, something, but girl, this was dry.
Yeah, dry. 100. Parched, raspy. The dress took all the water out the room.
Girl, this dress is just on hit.
But it makes it even more ridiculous with how underwhelming everything else is.
And not to mention the hair, child. It was just, it looked like whipped cream.
This is like a collector's Barbie. She should be in like one of those like, like plastic boxes with the holiday label on it or something. Like,
yes.
Yeah, she looks like a collector's Barbie.
Oh my God. Looking like last week's foiled episode, but I ain't gonna say nothing about it.
Yeah, where was this kind of dress for that runway? Like I said, nobody hit the prompt on that one.
But we love it though. Look, we're gonna give critiques. We're gonna give some constructive criticism, but it don't mean we don't love the show now.
No, I always say thank you for the entertainment. I truly appreciate you showing up on my TV. But there are times where production, take note, if you're watching, listening, watching, as you like to say, we're also supporting this franchise. And when you have poor storytelling, which I don't blame the queens, I blame production because that's who creates the narrative, then that you need to take your notes. Like, because some of this crap is weak sauce. And when you take things away from us, like you take away the grandeur of the finale for budget cuts or whatever the reason is, it is definitely felt, because this did not feel, like I said, like the level of excitement for a finale that we should have had, period. And that's too bad. It's a damn shame.
Well, we got the judges, y'all. Of course, Michelle, she even got her evening look. She got the stars, and I couldn't see the whole thing, but yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, she's very proud of her little flat explant body. She put a post about how it's important to her to show off, because she had breast implant sickness, so she had them removed, and is, very proud of that.
Okay. Mr. Cressley.
You looking nice.
Queer eye, drag race eye, huh?
Did we already bring this up? Like, whatever. I just noticed he seems a little fuller, and it looks good on him. But like,
yes, we did bring it up. He was a little thick.
We're not doing any weight shaming. We're just noticing, But yeah, no. But I think he's carrying it nicely.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah,
and he also has that star in the jacket. The sprinkles. What do they call them, child?
Sequins.
See, is it sequins?
I don't know. No, you mean like no. I didn't even notice the details, but no, I love Carson.
And someone else you loved, right?
I knew I was either you were gonna take it or me, and I'm like, and someone I don't. I like the color he's wearing, even though it's very wrong color for July. This is a January, December, this is a winter color, but I love this color.
I would have liked him to have on also something similar to his other two co-hosts that we just saw, something to that effect, to where they're kind of in unison. It would have sparked that off really nicely, if you ask me, but ain't nobody asked me nothing. Now the looks, y'all. These are the heifers that we that is about to lip sync for their lives. First, we have Aja. Girl, I don't know why she wore that. I don't understand. Did you get a reason, or is there a reason why she decided to wear this?
No, I don't know. I feel bad because like I feel like Aja was great this whole season. I loved her. I was rooting for her, but I kind of felt like when she walked out, I'm like, you're not gonna get a shot because your drag was just kind of weird this season. And like I really respect that it was tough for her to get it together. She, was not in a place where this was easy, but when the drag is not super polished, like it's really tough to win, I feel like. And even though I think the winner's drag was kind of weird, I just knew Aja was not gonna win because of just some of the stuff, including like this. Like where it was just like, what are you doing? But I love you, girl. Aja, you were
For sure.
such a bright spot in this whole season. I loved you.
Loved
you.
Now this look here,
See, and this is somebody that was to me a very top tier contender to win.
Girl, just looking like she wanna look. Oh,
money. Looking opulent.
Get it, mamas.
Yeah, I mean the epitome of a burlesque queen. Whew.
And her BFF, Daya.
Ugly. This shit was, I don't even know what. No, I love Daya Betty. There's a couple of these people that I see on like, UK versus the world or like Global Allstars, or there's a couple of these queens I see going on to other franchises, and I see her as one of them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
She's an excellent queen, but like, no, I was all, whatever.
And of course, Ginger Minge.
I hate her lip syncing wigs. Sorry, they're just, they're big, but they're just like, whew. But
the baby queen.
This was cool. This didn't do her any favors in the lip sync, but this was cool for a runway. I think those shoulders, Lydia Beehole Collins, I love you, and I'm gonna stand by your little egg routine. I love your perspective. I look forward to seeing it be cultivated because you're so young and so new to all of this. It's only going to mature into a fine, weird wine.
Okay.
Really.
But love.
Yes. Totally. But baby girl, for the love of God, please cinch your waist. Cinch it. If you won't cinch it. Pull it in. Take me away from this little boy body that you got that's so cute and skinny. I need you to pull in that waist.
I think she will the next time we see her on one of these things.
I hope so, because she's great. Love her. This was cool. I love the bottom. It was neat. But like when she started to lip sync with that board-like little body and those little knock knees and those big old giant shoulders, I'm like, baby girl, you do not look like a woman right now. You look like an awkward teenage boy.
Oh.
I'm just saying, in the body.
And Georgia's looking cute.
Here's my thing about you, baby girl. This was so boring, and you wore it for like most of your lip sync. And like, I just like, it was boring. It was fine. She performed well. It like kind of didn't matter what she had on, sort of thing. But like, for her to wear this like up until the end of the Shakira song, I was like, you left this on too long, and it's like kind of boring.
It would have been. I think what would have suited her better is if this was a two-piece instead of just one long jacket with a train. So when she took off the top, that will be another look, and then the bottom for her final, because she ain't no. Listen, we all knew Georgia was going to go to the finals unless she tripped and fell.
Yeah,
or something like that. But I just wish she would have had a few more, like maybe one or two more reveals for her to go through all of this, because I think they know even from before, where they had a similar, just thinking back, they did have a similar setup to how they were competing. They would pick and choose and whatnot. So just the fact that she knew she would at least do 2 songs, maybe
I think so.
another look to.
I agree. No, I think that Ginger knew she was going to be doing more than one for sure, because that jacket didn't go anywhere the first one. I think Georgia should have had even like a cute little A-line dress underneath this, and then yanked down to like the little bodysuit sequin thing. There, you could have easily plopped a third, 2 reveals in this, because this was just too covered up and boring to be the outfit for 2 lip syncs.
Yeah, because she could have whipped that skirt,
yeah,
all the time until she took it off at the very end. So
I agree.
And last but not least, Carrie Colby. Yeah, this is what I mean. She came in here looking like she about to do something with somebody, and she had this on. I don't remember her. It's so sad. I don't even remember her taking this jacket off.
You don't want to remember. It didn't look good. It didn't fit well. I seriously thought the top was going to come off and there was going to be a little bikini top underneath or something. And there wasn't. And so, it just, yeah, underwhelmed. Sorry, baby girl, but no.
Sorry, Carrie. You'll do better next time. Take all of the criticisms and ain't that
Yes.
Wait a minute. You know who she reminds me of? Lingerie. Obvious missteps that we see, someone at the bottom for the most part, rarely did, was their greatness, but they come from good stock. And that's where I was like, well, she comes from Lux, who is just, but then again, everybody's individual. So, but I hope that they both, Sasha and Lux, take their daughters under their wings. And so the next time we see them perform, we won't be having these concerns or questions.
You know what's interesting? Carrie is a World of Wonder darling. She was on a reality show that World of Wonder did called Slaycation, where they took a couple of the queens and put them on like a little mountain retreat, right? So I feel like Carrie has a little bit more of a future in like reality TV, or like being like the hot girl in a situation. But we'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
We shall see.
Well, like we were talking about earlier, they're getting acclimated to more or less of how the game is going to go. So pretty much, after, of course, before they came out, they were rating the queen. So, what's her name? Rue gave us the lowdown on how it was going to go. So, of course, they would get their names pulled and everything. But this is where that sort of bracket situation came into play. And as they rated the queens, Ginger was first, Carrie was the last. So that's, like I mentioned before, 1 and 8, 2 and 7, 3 and 6, 4 and 5. So as they came in, child, 1 and 8, Ginger and Carrie. And I just had to throw this in there for a little.
This is called a hopper. I heard remember how maybe you don't, but like I was saying, it has a name, but I can't remember what. I think it was last episode. This is a hopper.
Okay, hopper.
Yeah. A hopper next to the popper. No, I'm kidding. Little ball. There's a popper, that booty.
I love how he matches it.
Yes. Bruno, with your muscles rippling. Muscles are rippling.
Look at that back. Look at that back.
That's what I'm saying. I mean.
And so they got the songs too. These are all the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Looking all cute. Wait, is that background the same background they use for the match game? Where they matched them up to date people. That looks like the same background.
It probably was this time around because they had Raja and Raven sitting there when they did like the whole. Yeah, I mean, anyway, but yeah.
No, not the snatch, but how they did the dating.
Oh, I don't remember.
Game, whatever it was called, child. Yeah, the dating game, not the match. Anyway, child, this ain't even about that. Anyway, so these are the songs: "Disease" by Lady Gaga, "Joyride" by Kesha, "Party Lights" by Natalie Cole. Now, tangent. My sister is an avid, just all around classic R&B aficionado. She did not know the "Party Lights" by Natalie Cole. So I kind of sent her a little video of the song, but it was actually them performing on this show. I said, "Do you remember that song?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Oh." I had to clutch my imaginary pearls. I'm like, wow, I would have thought she was, oh yeah, girl, I know that, because there's some stuff she know. Anyway, it was surprising because I've never heard this either. I thought I heard everything by Natalie Cole.
I hadn't heard it. That's why when you were saying that, I was like, clutch your pearls. I mean, like, yeah, nope, that was a deeper cut for me. But you know what? It was a little scream.
Deep.
It was a little screamy. So I kind of see maybe why it was. At the end, it was a little frantic. So, I mean, respectfully, Natalie, respectfully.
Hey, Natalie girl. And now we got "Raise Your Glass" by Pink. Show me how you burlesque. We all know who gonna dance off of that, girl. That was just a gimme, gimme, gimme. And "Whenever, Wherever" by Shakira. I love Shakira.
Me too.
Ooh, Ruth's hair, child. Hey, just saying hey to the people coming in. Hey, y'all.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
What was I saying? Oh, so Rue, right? So Rue is, giving us the lowdown, and she's asking, okay, since this beautiful man picked out Ginger's name, Ginger picked the song. So remember how, if you remember from previous Drag Race shows, they would switch off, and he would pick who he would put the names of the people that were up to do their lip sync, and whoever's name was picked, whoever name was on the ball is picked, then they would choose a song. And this time, Ginger chose "Disease" by Lady Gaga. And she's, of course, dancing against none other than Carrie Colby. Child, listen.
Carrie could have whopped all over Ginger. She could have, if she had a compelling point of view and she like sunk into it and really gave it to us.
Right.
There were moments where I thought, oh, you're gonna do something, and no, it was not cohesive for me. And Ginger, no matter what, she will dig in and give you a consistent performance, and there'll be at least a moment or two where the way she emotes at the right time in the song is extra entertaining. Carrie could have overpowered that if she had used any of her assets in a powerful manner, like with a specific point of view, but it just felt very like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, you didn't pick a persona, get into it, give me that. You have this really sexy outfit on, then give me that seductress and really get into it, do some floor work. It just yeah.
And like we said, I think we all know who.
I mean, we knew who was going forward. There's no effing way. And maybe Carrie knew that. Maybe Carrie was like, there's no effing way on God's green earth I'm going to win again.
Gosh.
Maybe she just knew because she seemed real. I mean, and fairly enough, you're like, oh, I'm a gimmick. Like when you get picked to go against the front runner right away, then I think you kind of know what part you play in the whole storyline.
Right. And this is y'all, Ginger Minge.
Yep.
All right, Carrie girl. We'll see you next time, mamas.
She set up in the back room. She was real cute. She was leading the show. Can I give you a hug? How do you feel? All that. So she figured it out.
Girl. So next on the list, we have, what's her name? Lydia. And she is dancing against Irene, child, to Joyride by Kesha. I thought Irene won, to be honest. I
100.
I didn't see it for Lydia. Sorry, Lydia. But girl, Irene dusted the floor with that butthole. I'm just saying.
I think they were not going to let Irene advance no matter what because they wanted to make sure that the finalists were pretty obvious, right? So I think they wanted Lydia to go against somebody else later on so that it would be an easy win, and it was because that little knock-kneed baby girl trying to shake to Shakira was an abomination. It was embarrassing. It was the first time that I was like uncomfortable watching. I'm like, this is terrible. You had Shakira on a birthday cake. You should be ashamed. Like, you don't know how to move. So anyway, I jump ahead. So I just feel like they weren't going to let Irene win this one no matter what. But shout out to Irene. I loved you. You had excellent confessionals. You're so freaking smart. You come across, you're funny, you get it. I love you. I really appreciate you. I hope they put you on another season of something versus the world or Global All-Stars. You, in my opinion, absolutely deserve a shot for the crown because you're great. You were fantastic to watch.
You were unique.
You
had charisma. You were
funny.
Creative. You had the nerve, and you definitely had the talent. You go, girl.
And you weren't scared of anybody. Nobody bullied you, baby. And you didn't have to get aggressive about it either.
Hello, trick nobody, nothing.
Yeah, you were a joy. Loved you. Thank you. I just don't think you were going to get a fair shot once I saw how this was kind of shaking out, So, but I think you didn't get a fair shot because you were good. Definitely won.
But unfortunately, Lydia, not unfortunately, but good for Lydia, of course. But I thought Irene won. Unfortunately, she didn't. Lydia did. Lydia is moving on to the next round, y'all. Yeah. And that leaves us with the next group of heifers. We got Georges.
Yep.
Lights against none other than Aja. Baby. Listen, they was doing so much. This is the best I could give you. This shows you how much they was dancing. They was dancing for their life, child. Like rent was due. The lights about to get cut off. Gas is about to get cut off. And girl, they was doing the doggone thing. Folks on the floor, you see Georgia did her death drop. You see what Aja about to do. They did the doggone thing. I wish Aja could have gave more because I was really rooting for Aja to be honest, child.
I was rooting for Aja too, but I kind of realized what was going to happen when I saw what happened to Irene. I was like, they're not going to let her win. She's not like the people that are in the mid, the mid of the herd that we really like. They don't the storyline production's not going to give us an opportunity to be like, oh, they should have won over somebody else. They had a clear path that they were on. And so, like I said, Aja's biggest downfall, I think, was that her looks were not as often as polished as some of the other ladies, you know, and that's just where it fell flat and she just wasn't going to get to go. But Aja, man, you were such a joy, and like you deserve some other kind of reward for the way that you kept it together when you got physically assaulted. I don't want to get that far down because it wasn't that crazy, but I would have had an involuntary violent reaction to Mistress invading my space that way, and just the whole way she conducted herself.
But at least she got 10K out the deal. Just saying.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. We look forward to you. You're another one I want to see on another franchise winning.
Okay. For sure. I mean. So next, of course, we have the two besties, Daya and Bosco. Now, Daya had a little, little breakdown because she didn't want to go up against her bestie. But girl, it's a competition. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You knew what was going to happen. And
yeah,
I don't think you need to be crying like that. I know it's emotional, but girl, she probably
I thought it was sweet
anyway. But
well, I thought it brought a little bit of like variance to the cadence, or not the cadence, but like the tone of the episode. I did think it was, I was moved by the way that they care about each other, you know.
Yeah.
And I think Gaia can be annoying as hell, so seeing her be kind of vulnerable in this way is what makes her, I think, a lot more likable, you know, like not like a total villain. So I agree with you. It is like, come on, girl, like, you know, we know what's about to happen here. But at the same time, I thought it was kind of a nice emotional shift for the tone.
Yeah. And her homie, I'm sorry?
It's her and her TV tears. But I don't think they were.
Before I move on real quick, I just want to say it's the pearls for me. Pearls and diamonds are my favorites, preferably because of the pearl is my birthstone. What's one of my birthstones? I love a good pearl, and baby, I was like, ooh, her neck. Yeah. I love that ensemble. I love a good pearl. But back to the show. Okay. And like I said, who else is gonna do this song? Who else?
Well, and when Bruno pulled out her name, I'm like, give me a break. We know it's gonna be Bosco picking the song. There's no way Daya is picking because Bosco has to go on. Like, I just knew where the chips were falling by the time we got to this duo. I knew that Bosco would go beyond Daya. So, you know, even if Daya did better, it just was the way they wanted it to play out.
And girl,
I mean, bitch, that lady's got a figure. Whew.
She should have kept the fans and took the hat off.
Yeah, I mean, this to me is, you're like, you don't have anything left after this because you're just like straight up naked. And unless you have like some more, like, you know, like Dita Von Teese has a show, she does a striptease in a champagne glass, and then there's other performers. You know, you need to have some kind of vehicle when you're this naked, honestly, in my opinion, unless you're doing a very specific burlesque dance. So I just felt like once she got out of this song, this costume was a little bit of a fish out of water, literally.
For cheesy.
Yeah, because I don't care how tight your body is. I don't need to see you flopping around awkwardly like you're dancing naked to Pink. You know what I mean? Or whatever. It just, you know, like, it just, like, this outfit works for a specific type of vibe.
Right. It really did not work. And she needed something to cover her.
Yeah.
So it could act like another fit that she's coming out of, you know?
Yeah.
But that damn hairdresser, gonna take that thing off. Anyway, but I wasn't there. I'm just commenting.
If only the headdress could have come off and become like a dress, you know, like, or something. Anyway.
Girl, it was I mean, her look was beautiful.
It
I mean,
was, but like I said, it was a very specific vibe. And you can only do so much this naked unless you're Sasha Colby.
that part.
Because Sasha Colby makes it a living dancing and bopping and shucking and jiving and bucking to being this naked, but she's got it down.
That part.
Yeah.
So as we figured, Bosco won. Daya sashayed away. So our next group is Ginger and Bosco going at it, and then Georges and Lydia going at it, and then the winners of those. So we're going to get to Ginger and Bosco, and surprise, surprise, guess whose name was pulled out? She's winning everything so far. Even up to the name being picked out of, what's that thing called? Spindle?
A hopper.
Hopper.
I figured they did it the way they did it so that it could look more fair that Ginger got to pick because Bosco just got to pick the song. But it was very obvious by the setup that they were setting Ginger up to win.
Just by her name being picked tells me, but how is she this damn lucky where she's getting picked? Even the third week of her bracket, she was runner-up. So, I mean, Percy again, I was like, I wasn't, I was like, I don't know. But once Bruno started picking her name every time she went there to lip sync, I said, dag nabbit now.
I told you, man, this episode had some weak ass plot lines.
Ginger Minge, Allstars season 10 finale.
That's what everybody's saying.
But yeah, girl, so Ginger and Bosco lip sync to Raise Your Glass by Pink and Child.
Look, Bosco is adorable, but it just was so weird to look at her naked, like trying to do that. It just was like, it didn't work for me.
Ginger took something off that was somewhat, revealing it. Girl, you only took off just the feathers of the doggone hat. Girl, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, I do. And like I said, it's just, it doesn't matter how hot you are. There's an awkward kind of naked that happens. And that, I would say, is when you're trying to lip sync to a Pink song in a burlesque outfit.
I just thought of something. She could have used the feathers to play around with. Just anything to build upon, because yeah, you're great, and I believe Bosco was a favorite. I thought she was favored when someone else should have won.
But
so these two favorites here, favorite versus favorite. Sometimes your look, your body isn't gonna get you where you thought it could get you. And I think that was in her head space as well.
Yeah.
Sam, the most, favored opposed to Ginger. In a way, I think she was banking on that. I just wish she could have used her props to her advantage more so than her body.
Yeah, this was just, like I said, I love Bosco. I think she was an absolute top contender. I couldn't get past the weird naked. It was just not a good fit with the song and the costume. And she didn't move even like she was comfortable like she normally is. I just think that, but by this point, I mean, if anybody thought Bosco was going to win anyway, you're dumb as a box of hair, because I think we all knew where we were headed.
And this is where it landed. Ginger won. And next we have Georges and dun 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 dun. Child. Lydia, child. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Lydia George's girl.
I told you they just wanted to give Georges an easy little flip to the finale because look at those crazy legs trying to keep up with Georges was so cute and like just had all the right parts for Shakira. You know what I mean? Like yeah. I mean, Lydia was not only was she better than Lydia, but Lydia was just awkward AF. And so it just made it so much more clear who the winner was.
She took off the wrong thing. She should have kept
sure
on that skirt because everybody know, and if I'm mistaken, correct me, y'all. My bad. But when you doing something Spanish, they like to whip that skirt. Something in the Latin type of, the Hispanic type of culture, they be whipping that skirt. So she should have took off that jacket.
Yeah, because she just looked her body. I told you, like I said, you needed to cinch. The skirt would have given you, I think it would have helped maybe give her better rhythm to kind of embody that more Latin feeling, but I mean, George just wiped the floor with her. This was a lip sync that I was like, ooh, I didn't want to watch Lydia. I'm like, oh, stop panning to her. Oh, it's bad. That weird little awkward face and those little weird knee movements, those little jerky. I'm like, it doesn't work for this. Oh God, this song is not for you. Ooh,
to be honest, I really didn't watch this either. I knew who was gonna win, but I just chose a certain frame to.
Yeah. No, like it was like, oh yeah, oh no. It just like talk about it just, the Alterna girl is not fitting in right. Yeah, no, it was fish out of water. Yeah, I'm an Alterna girl. You know what I mean? Like, but no, it just there just was no saving it.
And of course, Ginger and Georges are going for the finale of all finales, and child, the Weather Girls is right again. Now, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. This song gets you up just like, boy, the fans that boots on the ground. I'm just saying, this song was the song back in the 80s. Oh, and I was such a little child then. I'm just saying, this song, I mean, I used to hear this song so much, whether it was in the car, at the house. And I had two aunts, one on my mom's side and one on my dad's side, that loved to throw parties. And yes, this song was in rotation.
I mean, hasn't this song been in a soundtrack for movies more than once? I know for TV, like yeah, right. Listen, shout out to the Weather Girls. I mean, iconic voices. Just yeah.
And just a little tidbit, they came from Sylvester. They were Sylvester's backup singers. And you should all know who Sylvester is. May he forever rest. Or was he true?
I don't think okay, I don't this is me making it. I don't know if Sylvester had adopted a they or a trans pronoun by the time they passed. They obviously had some definite gender fluidity period, right?
Right.
I do believe that they are of a generation where we weren't really identifying that way yet. So I don't know at the end that had happened. Maybe we'll need to look that up and just educate ourselves. But anyway, Sylvester, put it in the comments. Educate us.
Please do. Sylvester was the bomb. I mean, some songs for that ass. I'm just saying. So, and the power for voices, it was a time to be alive. I'm just saying. It was a time to be alive. It was all the GOOD. But yeah, y'all, they danced to the, I was singing. I was like, yes. I stopped. I was like, yes. I said, no, they didn't play my song first. They brought back Cover Girl original version. Now they play the song that I used to love so much. Anyway, this was a happy Friday. If I ain't said it already. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so I think we all know what happened. I think we
told you, girl.
know what happened.
We do, because I ranted about it before we even started. Yep.
They was doing the doggone thing, child. And to announce the winner, Angeria Paris VanMichaels came out looking just almost as good as Rue. Second best dress of the night.
She looked fantastic. I'm sure she made this. Shout out Angeria.
She does a good black and white, don't she?
She does. She looks great. I love her so much. This is one of my... I think she's honestly one of my favorite queens ever. She just has the best energy. She has the best energy.
Yes, I like her.
I love her, yeah.
I think black and white is her signature color. I've seen her a lot in black and white over the years.
She looks classy as hell.
Definitely. Southern Belle.
Oh,
Phaedra, take some notes.
I'm so serious, Phaedra, because that side note, that outfit look, especially the reunion look, when you were on the couch talking, with that appropriation from wherever East Pacific Asian culture you ripped that off of, woo, in that cheap wig. I'm just saying, you need to talk to some drag queens before you step on the stage.
I think she's too church going to go that route. You
really?
know, certain, you know, I do. She's always, you know, her mom is a preacher. Even that don't stop her whole flow. But all I'm saying is, I think she's one of those. I could be wrong, but she comes off as too churchy to be too involved in this crowd. She'll have a gay on her team, like they often do down there to the ATL, but something tells me, I could be wrong, but I don't think she's too much involved with the drag folks.
Well, remember, she's a lawyer for, you know, all them strippers, and what's that guy's name that started those problems with what's her face, you know, what was his
Angela
name?
Stanton and all them.
Yeah, anyway, whatever, we digress. Angeria, you look amazing.
Look at that. And she came to crown the winner.
She sure did.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, hold that crown because you did it. Yes. Took you, what, 14 years, she said?
10. 10. 10 and 4 times.
There it is. That's what I combined them.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, it is 14 when you said, yep.
Go ahead, Ginger. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. My bad. Congratulations.
Yeah, right. Congratulations. I love Ginger. Ginger is a worthy winner. I just shame on production for skewing it enough that she can't even enjoy this win because everybody's complaining about how favoritism it was, you know, how full of favoritism it was. And I just hate that for her because everybody deserves to feel happy and proud of winning. And the part that is like undeniable is that Ginger is good enough to be a winner. So it's not even like you're like, this shitty queen won. You know what I mean? It's not even that. It's just that you made it so obvious, you know, like you just. So, and then Ginger gets the backlash, and it's just not fair.
You know, after I've heard everything up to this point, and I've heard you, other folks, you know, I've been in these streets listening, you know.
The commentary streets.
And I'm sure we'll hear more because the aficionado, Mr. Shout out to Matty Rance, is going to give his summation this weekend, him and his panel and carrying on. So I'm going to hear a lot more because I kind of watch him just for the advice, my internal advice mechanism, you know, let me listen to a professional, somebody who's in it too, just to get a clearer understanding of drag as a whole. Because like I said, sometimes I don't get it. Maybe I just don't know. But yeah, you gonna say
No,
something?
Maddie has a great perspective. Shout out to Maddie Rants. I think, I really respect his live streams after the episode where he breaks it all down. He
Mhm.
has, yeah, I like his perspective. I don't always agree with it. I do a lot of the time. I would say damn near most of the time, but like, I just appreciate the lens on which Maddie's operating.
Yes. So my summation about Ginger Minj is I think she won it on merit. I really do. Up until now, the only person that I feel was more or less sympathy and payola was Carrie Colby coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I said it earlier, I don't see it for Carrie amongst these 18 heifers or the 11 that they picked from. Other than that, she's qualified for this and for that. Not saying she's not, but for this right here, my vote would have been Tina Burner because she burned it up from the first time she stepped out to the last. She had a few missteps, but Mama's was doing the doggone thing. I'm just saying. Hell, you bring Mistress back, but no. And I would have liked for them to have if two judges picked Carrie, then the other judge should have picked somebody else. I think they should have had more than just two people.
Totally. I
Out
agree.
of 3 picks, just saying.
Yes. 3 measly picks. Yeah. I agree that Ginger won on merit as well. I still stand by shame on you production for skewing it to the point where it just felt full on in Ginger's favor no matter what. And because like I said, it's not cool to take away the pleasure of the win. If like if you're skewing, there were just 1 or 2 times where Ginger shouldn't have maybe placed in the top. Like I think the first episode with her and Diabetes outfits that they created, I don't think that they should have won. I think, and I don't think Ginger should have won the lip sync. I just don't think Ginger should have won like every time and you know what I mean? Like, just I don't think she should have swept her bracket like she did. And but I just think when we got to the finale, I saw why they didn't bring Mistress back because there really wouldn't have been much for Mistress to do. I'm really shame on you guys for making this not a celebratory episode. You really just like all the queens should have come back in their finale outfits, Denali, all of them, like all the folks.
Not even
And
confetti. I mean, I'm just saying.
yeah, no. So it petered out like a fart for me a little bit, but I will not deny I will not enjoy Ginger winning. Like, I love Ginger Minj. I'm happy for her. Congratulations, Ginger.
Sure.
You were a joy. Don't let them take away your enjoyment of winning because some people are so yucky that they have to let you know personally that they don't like it that you won.
I was gonna say towards the end, don't let nobody steal your thunder.
Yep.
Plus, you had 220K because you won 2 brackets. You won twice out of the 3 times for your bracket. That's 10, 10, and 200. So that's 220K.
Yes. And enjoy, the fruits of your labor. I will say I want to stand by and bring up again. I think a lot of Ginger's costumes, some of the criticisms she got about covering her arms and stuff like that, upon closer inspection, I really do think Ginger is dealing with some like extreme weight loss, like, extra skin or, some body issues that she's working out. So let's everyone try and also think about that. I'm going to maybe think about that a little bit more as we move forward in future seasons because, rapid weight loss is very real, having done it myself, and that, some choices might be made out of necessity and not just poor fashion.
Right. I didn't hear that part, but yeah, all that. I agree. 220K, y'all, not just 200. Just remind y'all, 220K is what she got deposited, wire transfer, however it was done. So as of today, she's sitting on roughly $220K.
Yes, before taxes.
Girl. Yeah, damn. For what, 9 months of work? That ain't bad.
Yeah, well, really, no, it's not even 9 months. I think they shoot Allstars for like 2 weeks and then like maybe another week for the finale. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's literally a very condensed amount of time that they worked. They'd be obviously.
What? I mean, they had that break in between, so I
yes,
that for about 9 months of work because they were gone away for what, 6 months, 7 months, something like that.
It was they went away for 9. That's how Ginger lost as much weight as she did. They came back after 9. Yeah, that was crazy. That was a long time.
$220K for the year. Okay. Ain't bad. That ain't bad. So plus on top of what she making, because I've seen her flyers for different shows. I think she's doing something with Saphira or something to that effect. But
they're doing Hocus Pocus.
There you go. And I wish I could go, but I can't. They're gonna be out here. I look at the date, but I cannot go. I am so upset because I would have loved to see them, to see that show.
Yeah, Saphira's gonna kill it.
Girl. All right, congrats. 220K. Just another one. 220K.
Until the next season, we have a winner.
Yes, ma'am. And I think that's all we have for this. Unless you got something else to say. I ain't got nothing to say.
I'm spent.
Well, y'all, now we do other shows. We got currently Real Housewives of Orange County. We are reviewing. Selling Sunset on Netflix is coming back for season 9. That's going to be real interesting considering some of the things that have happened. You know what I'm saying? What's some other people called? Some other people.
Other people? That's what they're called.
Southern Charm.
Yeah, okay. I was Southern Charm. Yeah, those other Southern people.
Yeah, on Bravo. That's something else that we review, and something else we may come together on. We'll let you know. So just know that Orange County is coming through this weekend. Look out for that. And if you want to replay this, for those who didn't show up in the beginning, run it, and don't forget to tell a friend. And before we go, we're going to find out where Erin will be when she's not with me.
You can catch me on Instagram and Threads, psychic_ELB, Psychic E, Psychic Erin. You can also catch me on Facebook at Psychic Erin Boyd. Hit me up in the DMs if you would like to get a psychic reading.
All right, y'all. Don't forget that. And thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate you. Don't forget to come back. Like I said, we got more to give you this weekend and moving forward. Other than that, we love that you came through, and we just want to say, see you later. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share.